Hello everyone, and you're so much welcome to today's tutorial. I still remain your shoemaking made easy tutor Odurili Mojibola, and of course today we are going to be demystifying this beautiful, is it push up, is it ring toe? Actually it looks more like a women design. Of course it can actually be made for men. Yes, men can wear it too. So today I'm going to be demystifying this, and if you're watching my channel for the first time, all we do is make shoemaking easy and simple for you. Come on, sit back. And I'm gonna be right back. Yes, I am here. Now, I need you to quickly know that on the January 19, 2025, sorry, we are going to be starting the second cohort for our children footwear mastery class. The class is definitely beginner friendly. We are of course going to be looking at their sandals, their palm, of course wedges, heel for girls, dress shoes for girls. We are going to be having school sandals for men, loafers for boys. Rather, they are not yet men. So I want you to know that if you love to build your confidence, increase your stream of income, or build a new one entirely, you want to be able to confidently say, oh, I have been able to acquire a skill this year. It is actually a class that I will recommend for you. It is going to be 5 weeks. It is 7,500 naira, and of course you can choose the time you want to come for the class. There is no time attached. The videos will be pre-recorded and will be sent to the class on a daily basis for you to access. I need you to go ahead and let me know in the comment section if this is what you would love to do. Let's go right into this particular push toe. Some people call it push up, some people call it ring toe, design. I believe that this can be worn by both male or female, and what we just differentiate the two of them is the shape of the female insole will be different from the male, and you can also create a unisex like insole that will perfectly fit men and women if you so desire for this particular one. So I'm going to be using this plain sheet. Like I told us, we are going to be using a paper grid method. So I'm going to be trying to hold down this. I'm going to try to hold down this. Now, the first thing I need you to know is that this part of the design, the ring toe part, I want you to just ignore that for me first. I'm going to be using a strap. It's more like a width of 1 centimeter. You can decide to increase yours if you want to, especially if you are working with somebody who has a very wide feet. You might have to increase that to about 1.5, but this is actually 1 centimeter. What we have on our picture is 1.5. So my paper grid method, you have to hold it down so that and make sure you don't just leave your paper plain. Don't leave it plain. So I need you to follow me on this. You need a shoe last definitely for this. If you don't want to use a shoe last, you can use somebody's feet. The question is, what do I do? Or what do I do to actually use somebody's feet to draw this? You just have to ask them to wear socks. Use paper tape to tape their leg on the floor, and just follow the same way I'm going to draw this and draw it. And then you will, when you are through, just remove the old paper tape from their feet, then you can trim it out. I've done a tutorial on something like that on this channel, and I'll try as much as possible to put it at the end of this video. I pray I remember. I pray I remember, because most times I don't usually remember. I will try and put it, I will note it down right now so that I can do that. So I will make sure I put it so that you can see the process I used to actually create that particular pattern. All right, so the first thing we want to first of all do is I have told us before, there are some things you should make sure you have. Get a flexible wire such as this. It will enhance your pattern cutting skill a lot. So let me quickly note what I said I was going to put at the end of this video. All right, I've noted that down. So I'm going to go ahead and place this at the instep. Now, the design doesn't look like something that is at the instep. It looks like it's a little bit inwards. So you can choose your choice. You can decide to place it exactly at that point, or you put it at the instep. You can judge where your instep is by actually putting your thumb on top of your shoe last this way. You understand, and be able to mark it. Please, this is just a short way of actually identifying it. It might not be totally right. Of course, there's a way you can actually know where your instep is, but that is just a shortcut. So I'm going to place this here. It depends on you. If you want it to be a bit slant, you can make it slant. If you don't want it to be slant, it doesn't have to be slant, because the design is not slant. So let's go ahead and use this to draw this part. This is so seamless. I can guarantee this is seamless when you get a flexible wire to create your design. So that is the first part. Now the next part is the width we are going to be using. So the question is, what width am I going to be using? For me, like I taught us in the previous analysis that we had, you can definitely use, if you have done what I asked you to do in the previous tutorial, please, I want you to comment, yes, I did it, in the comment section. Yes, I did it in the comment section, and I'll be relating with you the gift that I have for you. Just comment, I did it, I did it. I asked us to do something to be able to identify different widths. So I'm going to be using about 4 or 4.5 centimeter for my width. You can decide to reduce yours to 3. You can decide to use your own to 3.5. So I'm going to be using 4 centimeter, like I said. Just ignore my measurement tape. I can place my hand on another one now. So I'm going to just measure 4 all around. Please make sure you follow the line. This is 4 centimeter. I'm going to follow it down like that. I'm going to be following it down like that. Please make sure you are placing it on the strap, on this first one that we drew. So that is what we are going to use. Just follow it like that. It makes your work neat. Don't use eye gauge. I know some people can use their eye to gauge anything. That's what makes our teaching here different. If you're watching for the first time, please let me know in the comment section. I am seeing your channel for the first time, and I want to specially welcome you and ask you, where have you been? We have actually been doing this tutorial for the past 3 or 4 years now, if I'm not making a mistake. I think this should be our 5th year if I am not making a mistake. I want you to know that all we do is ignite your passion for creativity and make shoemaking easy and simple for you. And that is part of what you see us do once again today. All right, so let's go. You can see what I'm doing right here. So what does that mean? I can use it. Now, like I said, if you don't want your own to be as wide as this, please, it's not compulsory. It's not compulsory. But I just want us to use this to actually quickly create this pattern so that we can just quickly move on. Just to show you that all this design, the first thing you want to first of all note, please, if you have not watched the previous one, please make sure you watch it so that you can know the assignment I gave everyone, so that with that you will be able to dictate width of designs. When you see a particular design, you can critically analyze it. I believe analyzing your design help you a lot when you are creating. So this is the first part. The next part, you find out that we have a strap that went in between the big toe and the small toe. We have, of course, there's one here, there's one here, and there's another one that came this way. So what are we going to do here? I am going to first of all pay attention to the one that is actually going to be entering, the one that will be entering, into this place. There's one entering here, there's another one that still entered again, that formed the ring here. I've told us, ignore the ring part. Just ignore the ring part. As we continue, you understand why I said that. Ignore the ring part. So we are going to have this. So first of all, let's try to see where the middle of, where we have the middle of the shoulders. That's the center of our shoulders. I'm just trying to mark that point. So you can see what we have right here. So I'm just trying to locate where our opening is. This is the opening here, and this is also the opening here. I think it ended around here. Don't worry, I have my reasons for doing all of these things so that it can look more like it. So this is what we are going to be doing now. Don't forget this. I told us it's going inside. Because it's going inside, I'm going to place my my cord or wire this way. I'm going to place it this way. Please, I need you to just follow me. I'm going to place it this way. Now, I told you this is the end, right? We want to use a width of about 1 centimeter. So just measure 1 centimeter is around here. So place the wire at 1 centimeter from where your feet end. If you are using your leg, where the big and the second toe, the end here, just place it there, knowing fully well that that's where the design is going to stop. You understand? That's where that one is going to stop. So I'm going to draw a straight line here. Please just follow me gently. Now this is where this opening end here, I'm just going to move forward just a bit, like 1 centimeter forward from that opening. I'm going to move forward before I now go ahead and shape this place out. Don't forget, I told you my wire is quite flexible. So all I need to do is to shape this to fit into this corner. Can you see what I just did? I'm just going to shape it to fit into the corner. So just follow me as I shape this. That's why the wire is quite flexible. So it has to align with this. It has to align with this. So we are going to, I'm going to just trying to make sure it looks exactly like what I want. So can you see what I have right here? It joins together with it. Can you see the way it came? I'm sure you can see that. So with this now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure inward another 1 centimeter. I'm going to measure inward since that is the width I want. I need to quickly show us this. So I need 1 centimeter width. I don't want it to be wider than that. So let's say it's 1 centimeter here. Come down to this place, another 1 centimeter. You understand? Now you want to, this is what we are measuring, and we want the shape to still go down curve. So what I'm going to do is at this point, this angle, I'll still continue with my 1 centimeter from here, please. Now from here, you can see this is 1 centimeter, and that is that. Let's check, is the same thing from here? Yes, perfect. It's the same thing from this side. So I'm going to just continue that way. I will follow it that way. Now I am doing this for the sake of those who do not have an artistic skill and yet want to cut pattern. If you would love to see more of this and understand how to cut pattern, cutting them more, we have, you know, like curated like over 40 different patterns, both male and female. Of course, we have children designs too in as part of it. We have actually arranged that class for you to be able to learn pattern cutting. So just these simple processes are what we use. We use strap, we use a lot of process and techniques that are quite simple. So what does that mean? Now you can make this wider than 1 centimeter. Yours can be 1.2. Don't forget there is a white design here, white attachment here. So that's what I'm trying to create. You know, the white part, that white part, that place is the white part. It's the white part. I'm sure you can see it. You can make it wider if you so desire. Don't forget this is still 1 and it's coming right inside here. Now don't forget, you can still adjust all of the width. You can adjust the probably, oh, this is too wide, I want it to come down a little bit more. You can do that. There's no crime in it. There's no crime in that. Like I said, I can reduce it this way. I can reduce it. So when you reduce it this way, it means you still have to come back here and make some important, you know, adjustments. That's what it means. But I think this is still, you can still leave that, you can still leave it that way. By the time we finish trimming it out, you see what we have. So from here, don't forget, we are going to be cutting this way. The design is going to be cut this way. Just make this place a little bit curved. Don't forget we have reduced the width. You understand? We can still do that here, but let's just go ahead and we can still use this upper one as well. Nobody's going to beat us. So I'm going to go ahead and quickly trim this out for us to be able to see exactly what this looks like. Don't forget the reason why I am, so the reason I'm trying to actually do all of this, I don't know what is happening that the screen is going off. I'm sorry. It's not intentional. I just check and observe that. So all I did was just try to, as much as possible, curve this part. So and I'm going to go ahead and open it up, and then let's see what it's going to look like. So let's say I'm still using this particular part. Now, are you still here? So don't forget, this is straight away. Like I said, please, you can reduce all of these things. So you can see what I have. This is going in between here. I'm supposed to be using, I'm not cutting this thing in the right way. It's supposed to be the rudder leg. It's supposed to be the right leg. Who also observed that this is supposed to be drawn on the right leg, and I'm busy drawing it on the left leg. I hope it's going to work. Oh my God. So let's see what it's going to look like. Okay, I think it's still working. It's still working, but I'm supposed to actually, the same way I drew it here, please pardon me. I don't know how come I made that mistake the same way. So this is going to look like this. It's going to be around here. And then the strap that I was talking about is going to be somewhere here. That's the way the design is. Can you see that? So for the white part, you are going to actually create that out from here. You know, I've already shaped it out. Place it on another, what did they call it? On another sheet. Maybe like a, what did they call it? You can place it on a cardboard. Let me check if I can catch up with any cardboard here. Okay. Just place this part on a cardboard. And don't forget, this is actually together like this. I'm going to use my gum to hold it down right there. You have to pay attention to some of that. Now, you can actually use your paper tape, which is all of this. You can use it to just tape all of your shoelaces. Although the paper grid method seems to be faster. When you're applying that, it's faster. You can easily use your tape to hold it down. So this now I can hold it down. Now don't forget, this can be longer than this. You can make this space totally different and a bit wider. It's very possible. So this white part is what I am trying to show us what to do to it. Since it's like this, you can just hold this down here. Like, okay, maybe I should use the other side so that it can stay properly. Let's say it's this way. So all you want to do now is draw this. Draw it. I don't know if you can see what I'm trying to do here. Can you see this? Draw. Draw. Just draw this way. So don't worry about so I'm sure you can see what this looks like. So with this now, you are just going to go ahead, increase this, increase this, increase this, increase this, and let it come, you know, join together with this one. And that's what you are going to cut out as the white section and place on this main one. That's what you are going to absolutely do. That's what you are going to do. So that's what will make the white part different. I hope you understand what I just said. Expand like I expanded the other ones all around and let it form that shape. So you will now cut it out and place on top of this one when you want to cut. If you want it to have two different colors just like that. So just let this be, the main should be, just let this one be an extra one on top of, you know, this part of the design. This other part can still can be just the white leather, but this other part which is black, you can place it on top of it. You understand? And then stitch it down. If you don't want to place it on top of it, it means you have to trim this part off, that white part off, because we cut it together with it. So you have to trim it off if you are going to be doing it separately. if you're going to be doing it separately. So like I said, we have a pattern cutting class that you should make sure you check out, and then the class, like I said, is 7,500 naira. It has over 40 videos, so you can see what I have now. If you want all of this to be longer, like wider than this, you can adjust all of that. I just did this to quickly show us basically how you can actually create. You can see that now what I created is even too small. Can you see that it's too small by the time I finally position it? So it means I can work on this part. If I want to work on this and I don't want to cut another design, this is what I'm going to do. I will attach another paper here, then I can bring this down a bit more. That's what I'm going to do. Let me do that and quickly show us. All right, can you see I've attached extra to this? So this is what I have here. I just extended by about 2 centimeters. It doesn't necessarily have to be that much. So you can see that. So with that, we might have to also work on our cuff again. I hope you understand why we are doing that. I'm going to still hold this down. So this one will be like this. I'm going to try to work on this again. So it's still going to end the same place it ended, but we are just going to try to, so that it can come down a bit more. So I think with this we can open. If I'm going to actually draw this, I should be through by now, but it's not everybody that can interpret drawing. I find out that when you do this over and over again, you will find yourself being able to actually do what? Interpret all of these designs, and you'll be able to draw it easily. Okay, I think this part too, we ought to work on it as well. Don't forget that this is let's see what the width of this part is, so I can use this to shape this part. So we're going to work on that part as well. So can you see what we have now? So if you want to add the extra to this one too, probably you just want to make sure that the white is just extra on top of it. Just extend this place outward, extend it outward, and use it as the white. I hope you understand what I'm trying to explain here. Just extend it outward and it will be perfect. Now this is just simple and fine. Then the ring part, where is our strap for ring? That is that one. Give me. So this is going to be here. So this will be here. So with this, you should be able to work on this. Let me use my paper tape to hold this at the back. I don't know why my phone is going into timer and timing itself. I think I need to go and check it out. What is happening? It just unnecessarily goes blank. So can you see what I have? So with this, you can still have your extra white, and if you want to place it directly on top of it, you can still do that, of course, with the same process that I explained to us. So with this, I believe you should be able to create this for yourself or for your customer. Thank you for joining me today. Don't forget, our children footwear mastery class is starting January 19th. It's actually 17.5. It's going to be a 5 weeks training online, basically for children, footwear from their palm to their sandals to heel, wedges, school sandals, school shoes, dress shoes, then loafers shoe. Then I think, yes, and then we are going to also look at the, the what did they call it, the business part of shoemaking as well. It's totally beginner friendly. You don't have to have an experience to be a part of it. If you love to upgrade to another level in your shoemaking, you can actually join. Somebody asked me, will I be able to use what I learned for shoes to actually make for adults? And my answer is yes. The principle is applicable to everyone. The principles that I try to inculcate into my curriculum are principles that will work both for adults and for children. And you know me, I will always not gatekeep. I will show you what you need to know so that it can both benefit children and adults as well. Thank you once again for joining me today. I'm still your shoemaking made easy tutor Odurole Mojibola. I'm going to see you next time. Bye.